Hello out there on the internet. My name is Anna Solwick. I'm the Director of Product here at System Initiative, and I'm with Paul Stack. Paul, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm one of the engineers on Paul.
We are here to try something new, which is to share some of our process with the community to show how we plan our work and our opportunities in the hope that we can get more folks involved in helping us to build. What we're about to walk through is our opportunity canvas. And the reason that we do things this way is at System Initiative, we have a philosophy of maximizing both alignment and autonomy. And you're able to maximize autonomy and get the best out of people's kind of talents and creativity if you can maximize alignment. So our hope today is to share enough context so that we're kind of aligned on what this specific opportunity is, to the point where maybe someone from the community can pick up this opportunity and run with it. We'll see. And yeah, we want to just try this out and see how it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share an opportunity canvas that Paul and I just worked on for the last half hour or so. And we'll walk through it. And yeah, happy to answer any questions going forward from here. Both myself and Paul are super keen to work on things with you all. So we'd love to hear from you and talk about it and so on. Okay, so this is our opportunity canvas. And the opportunity that we want to talk about right now is we want to add a container engine implementation to System Initiative for Podman. So currently System Initiative runs on Docker, and we've had a lot of interest from the community in being able to run on Podman. So we're just going to walk through from start to finish what that opportunity looks like. Is there anything else that I ought to mention, Paul?
I think that's the gist of it here. I think one of the things we'll talk through is some of the framework that we're going to create for the users as well.
Great. Okay, and just jump in, Paul, if I'm missing anything along the way. So I'm going to work through this canvas. The first thing is, who are the users and customers that we're serving with this opportunity? So this is our early implementers. It's people who want to use System Initiative but don't use Docker. It's innovative DevOps engineers, the builders, and also System Initiative staff. And those folks have a problem, which is that in order to run System Initiative, they have to have Docker installed. And we don't support any container engines other than Docker, which means that some folks who really want to run System Initiative can't. And in addition to that, if you're interested in implementing other container engines for System Initiative, it's a bit tricky to do so currently because the code that we have is very Docker specific, which makes it hard to work backwards from there. So the solutions that folks are using today, I don't know whether you could call this a solution truly, but they just don't use System Initiative. Or maybe they think they can. They think they can try to compile from source, but then they run into problems when they try to run Tilt, because Tilt also relies on Docker. And then they get on Discord and ask for this, which is what brought us here today to talk about this. So we have some solution ideas. System Initiative will provide a container engine trait that allows the System Initiative launcher to stop, start, delete, and update. And there's a PR up for this at the moment. Paul just created this, which we'll link to that PR. So that will give you the architecture of how this might go. And then the primary solution here is that we need to create a Podman container engine implementation. And once that's done, the launcher will launch containers into the chosen container engine. It's not just Docker, it could be Docker or Podman. There's a few kind of other details on the solution here to do with priority. So if a user can elect a specific container engine via environment variable. And if they haven't passed an environment variable, but they pass an engine SOC, System Initiative would try to auto detect the engine. And if neither an environment variable is passed nor a SOC, we will try to find Docker first and use Docker. And the reason is because that's how we've built kind of our system. So that's the default usage. And if we can't find Docker, but we can find Podman, then we would run on Podman. And if we can't find a container engine at all, we'd give the user a help text to address that. So that's the kind of priority pieces of the solution. And the final kind of solution matter to mention is that the container engine trait will be such that users can use that, can pick it up and add additional container engine support like K3S or other ones, working backwards from what they see there and doing other implementations. So the value that users will get out of this solution is that it will allow them to run System Initiative on Podman, which means that more people will be able to use System Initiative. It'll also allow a bunch of people to contribute to System Initiative and be like community badasses. The folks who can figure this out and start contributing in this way are going to be helping us out a lot, and that's really exciting. The adoption strategy for how folks will pick up this new solution, how they'll find out about it, is that we will update the auth portal to suggest either a Docker or a Podman implementation, and at the moment it only offers Docker. We'll also update the tutorial, we'll share in Discord, we might write a blog post about it. The user metrics that we'll be watching are the number of users per container engine. That will be interesting to us to see that people are using the new Podman implementation. We'll look at the number of System Initiative users overall. We would expect that to go up. We suspect that some people are bouncing because they don't have or are not using Docker. Going down here to the business problem that this will solve for us. We believe that it will lower the barrier to entry for System Initiative. It'll get the product in the hands of more people. It'll create a framework for further container engines, and it will also usefully demonstrate the responsiveness to community needs. We've heard from folks that they want this, and yeah, we want to be fast and helping people out. The time that we've budgeted, we always create a budget for how long we think this ought to take. And it's a little bit different to how we would normally do this, because normally we would budget it for somebody building this internally, but we're interested in seeing whether somebody outside of System Initiative, somebody in the community, can build the Podman container engine implementation. We suspect that it will be about a week, and that includes looking at the trait and understanding the code base, and even getting on the phone or getting on a call to us, to myself and Paul, and talking through how to make it happen. And finally, the business metrics that we'll be watching are the number of installs increasing and the user count increasing. So that's our opportunity canvas. Is there anything else that you want to add there, Paul?
I think there's a couple of things that's useful context here for people to know. Like, following this kind of thought process, like internally at SI, means that there's less back and forward on pull requests, because we're very, very aligned with what the outcome that we actually want to achieve. So we want the same thing to happen here with the community. We want to be aligned with your goals, as well as your goals being aligned with our goals internally. And then lastly, like, there's not just one or two people who may want to work on this. There may be a range of different people who want to do things in a different area. And this will serve as like not just a Podman opportunity, but anyone who wants to like use System Initiative for their container engine will be able to use the same style of opportunity, because we'll be tracking the same things. We'll be thinking in the same words. You can substitute the word Podman for another container engine. So it's really useful to like have this thought process here.
Yep, that's great. And obviously these stickies represent a conversation, so that we haven't conveyed to you all the full conversation, but we are available to have that conversation with you. And yeah, we'd love to hear what you think. Thanks everyone. Thanks for your time, and see you soon.